You're watching South Asia Newsline, and here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Tuesday, the 12th of November. PM Modi launches scathing attack on opposition, accuses it of delaying development. Pakistan's defense minister accuses India-Afghanistan of backing Quetta attack. And interim government removes Sheikh Mujib's portrait from Bangabhaban. BNP criticizes move. And now for all the details. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday launched a scathing attack on the opposition Maha Vikas Aghadi over the state's growth and accused the alliance of hindering Maharashtra's development as he addressed a campaign rally in the poll-bound state. Calling the opposition coalition the biggest player in corruption, the Prime Minister said the MVA is incapable of delivering rapid development in the state and added that they have earned a PhD in delaying development. In a swipe at the opposition alliance, PM Modi further stated that the Congress-Aghadi coalition has failed to meet even the basic demand for rail connectivity over the decades. Maharashtra is scheduled to go to the polls for 288 assembly seats in a single phase, with a bipolar contest between the BJP-led Maha and the Congress-led Maha Vikas Aghadi. The counting of votes will take place on November 23rd. Days after the deadly blast at the Quetta railway station in Balochistan, Pakistan's defense minister Khwaja Asif has blamed India and Afghanistan for the attack. Speaking to local media, Asif accused New Delhi of fueling a proxy war against Pakistan by supporting militant groups such as Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and the Baloch Liberation Army. He claimed that the Saturday attack in Quetta was part of India's proxy war, intended to undermine China's development efforts in Pakistan. Asif also criticized Afghanistan for allowing its soil to be used to target Pakistani installations, saying that while these attacks may not have official Afghan government approval, the lack of action against such activities suggests a form of indirect collusion. The blast on Saturday at Quetta railway station killed 24 people, including 16 Pakistani soldiers. The separatist militant group, the Baloch Liberation Army, claimed responsibility for the attack, asserting that it opposes what it views as the exploitation of Balochistan's rich natural gas and mineral resources. With garbage piling up and clogged drainage systems, diseases like dengue and chikungunya are spreading rapidly in Pakistan's economic hub, Karachi, affecting especially their poorer neighborhoods. Our report.
Pakistan's economic capital is in the grip of worsening public health crisis, with diseases like dengue and chikungunya spreading rapidly in city due to poor sanitation and waste management. Residents are bearing the brunt of the government's neglect as garbage piles up, drainage systems remain clogged, and basic cleanliness becoming a distant dream. Residents have voiced their concern as they highlight basic cleaning, which once happened regularly, now occurs just once every few weeks, leaving residents to face growing piles of garbage and stagnant water, prime breeding grounds for disease-carrying mosquitoes. The health crisis also resulted in medical expenses, which is straining the city poorest, who are already struggling to make ends meet.
ये सारी कचरे की वजह से हो रहे हैं, झोपड़ियाँ बनी हुई है सारी, देखो सारे इसमें रहते हैं गरीब लोग, बड़े लोग तो ऐसे ही चला के सो रहे हैं और गरीब लोग कहाँ जाएं? ये सारा कचरे की वजह से पहले सफाई करते थे, अभी 2 हफ्ते 3 हफ्ते के बाद सफाई करने आते हैं, फ़ायदा। और डॉक्टरों की फ़ीस इतनी बढ़ा दी कि 2 गोलियाँ देते और बोलते 1000 रुपये दे दो, गरीब आदमी क्या करेगा, कहाँ जाएगा? हम तो यही बोलते कि इधर सफाई हो जाए बस, ये भी बहुत बड़ी बात है। और हमारी हुकूमत हमारा साथ ही नहीं दे रही और सिर्फ पैसा खा रही है बैठ के बस।
ये कचरे की वजह से भिजवाते हैं और ये कचरा जो की वजह से छोटे छोटे बच्चे हैं हमारे, और इसमें बहुत सारे जो है काफ़ी छोटे छोटे बच्चे जो हैं इसी चीज़ का शिकार हो चुके हैं, और ये तेज़ी से बढ़ रहा है डेंगू और ये चिकनगुनिया, और हम कहते हैं सर ये साफ़ सुथराई हो जाए, और हम यही कुछ चाहते हैं।
The unhygienic conditions in Karachi highlights lack of accountability and commitment from the government. This negligence has made everyday life a struggle for Karachi's residents, who are forced to navigate through streets strewn with waste and risk illness with every passing day.
The Taliban's Deputy Foreign Minister Sheikh Mohammed Abbas Tanekzai on Monday urged the United Nations to grant Afghanistan's seat at the Global Forum to the interim government, Tolo News has reported. Speaking at an event in Kabul, Tanekzai said the UN seat belongs to the Afghan people and that the de facto authorities need the seat to voice the people's concerns and elevate their hardships. He added that the de facto authorities also seek improved relations with all nations and do not wish to be in conflict with any country. While Taliban officials have participated in UN-organized meetings on Afghanistan in Doha, and Taliban ministers have attended forums in China and Central Asia over the past 2 years, they have yet to take the part in any global forums. The UN has not allowed the Taliban to assume Afghanistan's seat at the General Assembly, and the interim government remains unrecognized by the UN member states, largely due to Taliban's restrictions on women education and freedom of movement. Bangladesh interim government on Monday removed the portrait of Bangladesh founder Sheikh Mujibur Rahman from Bangabhaban Darbar Hall, news agency UNB has reported. In a post on Facebook, the newly appointed advisor of interim government, Mahfouz Alam, informed about the development and said it was a shame for the interim government that they couldn't remove his picture from Bangabhaban after the 5th of August. He added that the ousted Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina-led Awami League first needs to acknowledge and apologize for what Sheikh Mujib and his daughter Hasina have done to the people of Bangladesh. And then the people can talk about the pre-1971 Sheikh Mujib. In response to the development, the opposition BNP criticized the interim government's action, calling it inappropriate. Everyone's contribution should be properly acknowledged. So I believe his photo should not have been taken down. BNP senior leader Ruhul Kabir Rizvi was quoted as saying by UNB. Known as Bangabandhu, Mujib is a pivotal figure in Bangladesh's history, having led the country's independence movement from Pakistan. However, within 4 years of independence, he and his family were assassinated by rogue army officers. With a snap general election around the corner, Sri Lanka's poorest citizens are searching for hope and an end to corruption and an end to poverty and a chance for a new beginning. A report. Odd job labourer Sudhat Kumara starts his day tending to a few banana and manioc plants near his house illegally built on state-owned land in Sri Lanka's Hambantota district, the stronghold of the once powerful Rajapaksa family. Standing outside their one-room home built of cement bricks and packed earth, Kumara and his wife, Nilmini Kumari, said they have nowhere else to live and could be evicted any moment. Kumara say their dire financial situation was due to corruption and poor management by the previous government administrations. The family, which has voted for Sri Lanka's main political parties, including multiple generations of the Rajapaksa family, now hopes to change their fate through ballot box. They plan to vote for newly elected President Anurag Kumara Dissanayke's National People's Power Coalition, in the hope the new government will end Sri Lanka's grinding financial crisis and deliver prosperity to the poor.
91 වගේ තමයි දුන්නේ මහින්ද මහත්තයාට දුන්නා ගෝරාබේ මහත්තයාට දුන්නා සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස මහත්තයාට දුන්නා රනිල් මහත්තයාට දුන්නා ඒ කාටත් දුන්නා ඡන්දේ දුන්නා දැන් මට කියලා කිසිම වගතුවක් නැහැ මගේ ඉතින් රටට වගතුවක් නැහැ කියලා පෙවුන හින්දා අපි මේ සැරේ මාලිමාවට හැරිලා අපි ඡන්දේ දෙනවා මාලිමාවට ඒ ඡන්දේ ඔක්කොම දැන් හොරු ටික අහුවෙනවා දැන් ටික හොරකම් කරපුවා ඒවට නඩත්තු කරපුවා අපේ මුදලින් මුන් ජීවත් වෙච්ච හැටි අපට හොඳට පේනවා ඒක නිසා අපිට මුන් එපැයි කියලා තමයි අපි මේ මාලිමාවත් එක්ක අත්වල බැඳගෙන යන්නේ.
Sri Lanka votes to elect a new parliament this week in a snap general election called by its Marxist-leaning president who wants a fresh mandate in the legislature to drive economic reforms in the debt-ridden island nation. Anura Kumara Disnaike was elected president of the South Asian country in September, but his National People's Power Coalition had just 3 of 225 seats in parliament, prompting him to dissolve the legislature and seek a fresh mandate there for his policies. While the traditional dynast political parties that have dominated Sri Lankan politics for decades, Disnaike swept to power, promising change as the country emerges from a crushing financial crisis. Millions of voters put faith in his graft-fighting pledge and vows to bolster a fragile economic recovery. Janakpur is set to host the Grand Bibah Panchami celebrations, marking the divine marriage of Lord Ram and Goddess Sita, with over 500,000 attendees expected from India. The event, observed every 5 years, will also feature a special Tilakutsav ceremony for the first time. Take a look.
Nepal's Janakpur is abuzz with excitement as it gears up to welcome over 500,000 attendees from India's Ayodhya for the Bibha Panchami celebrations, marking the divine marriage of Hindu Lord Ram and Goddess Sita. According to Uttaradhikari Mahant of Janki Temple, approximately 5 lakh people will join as Baratis, accompanied by hundreds of saints and revered leaders from across India. Dignitaries from Ayodhya will also join the delegation, adding to the event's grandeur. A notable highlight this year will be the first ever Tilakutsav ceremony, where a group of 251 Tilakhars from Janakpur will journey to Ayodhya with an offering of 501 unique gifts, including clothing, jewelry, sweets, dry fruits and other items.
5 वर्ष में विवाह पंचमी विशेष रूप में मनाई जाती है, जिसमें इस बार ये 5वां वर्ष है और इस बार 600 स्पेशल बारात सहित आपको करीब 5 लाख बारात जो सो आ रहा है, उस सब को हम लोग बहुत अच्छे ढंग से मैनेज कर रहे हैं.
As per religious text, Lord Ram, the son of King Dashrath, married Goddess Sita, daughter of King Janak, in Janakpur during the Treta epoch. This event, celebrated every 5 years, has steep cultural significance, symbolizing the bond between India's Ayodhya and Nepal's Janakpur. The celebrations will feature 5 days of diya lighting across the city, with each household encouraged to light 50 oil lamps, honoring the historic connection and enhancing Janakpur's beauty.
That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.